Welcome to ISP News. I am Hayate.
And I am Alice.
Currently, 30 million people are held in slavery and estimated 26% of children. In 2012, 168 million children from 5 years old to 70 were involved in child labor. Of these, 85 million work in hazardous conditions. Around the world, 1 in 6 children were forced to work with children below the age 18, representing between 40 to 50% of laborers.
Another thing is that children living in more rural areas can begin working when they are age of 5. These children would work in carpet industries, in fields, and also in factories. Many people view carpets as beautiful pieces of art, but there are horror stories behind these beautiful artworks. Many carpet industries use child labor to make these artworks. These childs are chained to the looms and forced to tie knots in the rug. The overseers would not allow the children to stand up or stretch, not even give food or water. Basically, to keep them small and their fingers thin, so the industry could get more work out of them. Because since their fingers are thin, it's easier to tie knots in the rugs. And whenever a child makes mistakes, the child either gets beaten or sent to little torture chambers.
You may be asking, what are the kids doing in there in the first place? Well, most are sold or given to the carpet industry. Many parents sold their kids to carpet industry to pay back debt, or some family just need more money.
Iqbal was 4 years old when his parents sold him to the carpet industry. What they sold him for was equivalent to $12. He escaped there when he was 10 years old and started giving speeches against child labor. After one of his speeches in America, Iqbal went back to Pakistan. There he was murdered. He was shot and killed. His murder remains mystery, but certainly did not stop these teen activists.
Craig Kilberger, another boy who read about Iqbal exactly 1 day later, and he decided that there needed to be a change. He was also 12 when Iqbal was killed. Craig started giving speeches around the world and appearing on TV. He also started the child labor organization, Free the Children. The organization started with only 20 kids in Toronto, Canada, but they expanded to America, Brazil, and getting calls from more countries. Many migrant children and their family in the United States has to deal with backbreaking sweet agricultural work. They have to travel from state to state depending on the harvest. These kids have to go into the field because their family is so poor they needed their children to help in the field.
A lot of times, the agriculture work starts before the school ends. So these migrant children would have to go work in the fields or farms with their parents. For example, Dora Perez, a freshman from Eagle Pass High School, would have to leave school early to make the 30-hour drive to Minnesota with her family. The work starts before the school ends, so we just have to go, says Dora. There in Minnesota, they would spend their summer harvesting sugar beets, according to an article.
In the colonial period, children were expected to assist their parents and work on the family farm. Child labor was commonplace. The Industrial Revolution, child spent all day in factories with poor and dangerous conditions. Their small size allowed them to climb in and out of old factory machine because it's easy to control and direct them for adult workers. These young workers were used in mines and preferred. The reason for child labor in the United States during the Industrial Revolution was to support the family. Children went to work in factories instead of going to school.
During the 19th century, some attempts were made to reform child labor, reform and improve general working conditions. As a result, a number of states began to implement schools attendance, and in 1930, child labor nearly disappeared, as all the jobs went to adults instead of children. Due to advancement in factory technology and the increase in required years of schooling, the issues of child labor has become largely insignificant. Violations of child labor laws still occur today, but the United States has definitely come a long way.
This is Hayate.
And this is Alice.
Thanks for
Thanks for
watching.
watching.